Hi, welcome to Sweet Treats and Delectable Eats. Today we are going to make chocolate truffles and chocolate drops. And I'm going to do orange and mint because that's what I have available to me. So in this pot, I have about 2/3 cup of heavy cream. You'll only need half a cup at the end, but we're going to infuse it so some of it will evaporate. And I have the zest of about half an orange I'm going to put in one pot. And I have a bunch of roughly chopped mint leaves that I'm going to put in the other. And I'm going to bring these to boil on the stove and then let them sit for about 20 minutes to infuse the flavor. And after that's finished, I'm going to use half a cup of the cream, and I have 8 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chopped. And I'm going to use that to make ganache, which we will use to make the truffles. So I'll be back in about 20 minutes. Okay, the cream was infusing for 20 minutes and then I strained it. And I'm going to make sure it's about half a cup and then pour it back in the pot and bring it back to a boil. And once that comes to a boil, we're going to pour it over the chocolate, let it sit for about a minute, and then stir it up. Okay, this pot is boiling, so I'm going to turn it off and pour the cream over the chocolate in the bowl. We're going to let that sit for about 30 seconds or so, until the chocolate starts to melt. And then just stir it up until it's smooth. And it should look like that when you're done. This is the orange flavored chocolate. We're going to use this to make chocolate drops in a minute. And this cream is about to come to a boil. You have to be careful when you're boiling cream because once it comes to a boil, it'll boil over really quickly. So do the same thing you did with that one. Pour the cream over the chocolate, wait a little bit, and then stir it up. And this ganache we're going to use to make chocolate truffles. So once I stir it up, we're going to put it in the fridge until it hardens and scoop it and roll it into balls. There, all the chocolate is melted and it's smooth. I'm going to stick it in the fridge. I'm not going to cover it because it's really hot and it'll condense on the plastic wrap. Now we're going to make chocolate drops. I have a cookie sheet with parchment paper and a pastry bag. You can use a plain round tip or a spiked tip. Doesn't really matter. To fill the bag, you fold the bag over and then spoon it in. You won't be able to fit all of it in at once, but that's okay. We're just going to pipe this into drops. You just repeat that with the rest of the chocolate, stick them in the fridge until they're hardened, and then you can eat them. We'll be back in a little bit to make the truffles. Okay, the mint ganache is hardened enough. I had to stick it in the freezer so it would harden faster. If you have a small scoop, you can use a small scoop, but I don't have one, so I'm going to use a teaspoon. And you want to scrape enough and then roll it into a ball. It's really messy, but really there's no way. If you have gloves, you should probably wear them. Some of that is actually still a little soft, but the outside is hardened enough. And you just continue rolling them into balls till you're all finished, and then you can roll them in melted chocolate, or you can roll them in cocoa powder mixed with powdered sugar, and then stick them in the fridge and keep them there. Okay, I finished the truffles. I rolled them in a mixture of cocoa powder and powdered sugar, and here are the completed chocolate mint truffles and orange chocolate drops.